All right, let's get right into it. If you're sourcing products from China, chances are you've spent a ton of time, countless hours, negotiating that perfect product price. But what if I told you that the single biggest threat to your profit margin isn't the cost of your goods, but how you get them from point A to point B? Today, we are breaking down the 5 essential strategies you need to master your shipping and actually protect your bottom line.
And this quote from an industry expert, Seemab, just hits the nail on the head. It's a huge mistake we see all the time. You get so focused on shaving a few pennies off the product price that you completely ignore the shipping costs, and those costs can literally wipe out your profits. It is a classic trap, and it's where so much hard-earned money just vanishes.
So I want you to ask yourself, honestly, are these unexpected fees, these surprise delays, or even rejected shipments, are they secretly sabotaging your business? If any of that sounds even a little familiar, don't worry. We are about to map out a super clear path to get it all under control.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to expose that hidden trap. Then, we'll walk through the big decisions like shipping methods and costs. And we'll finish up by completely reframing how you even think about shipping. Let's start with that trap itself. Okay, first up, the hidden shipping trap. We're going to look at why your product price is really just the tip of the iceberg. Next, we've got air versus sea shipping. You know, this is that fundamental choice every seller has to make. Do you want speed or do you want to save on cost? On the surface, the choice seems pretty simple, right? Air shipping is fast, but it's way more expensive. It's perfect for those urgent restocks or small, high-value products. On the other hand, sea shipping is much slower, but it's a whole lot cheaper. That makes it the go-to for bigger orders where you can actually plan ahead. At the end of the day, your decision here really boils down to your product, your timeline, and, of course, your budget. Section 3. Costs and responsibilities. Look, this is all about one thing. Figuring out who pays for what so you can avoid those nasty surprise fees. You have got to nail down these costs with your supplier. Absolutely. This is where those shipping terms like FOB or free on board become critical. Does your price include getting the goods to the port in China? Who's paying for customs clearance? And who is on the hook for import duties and taxes on your end? Get every single one of these costs defined in your agreement. Seriously, don't assume anything. All right, number 4, partners and packaging. Now we're getting into the physical journey of your products and who you're going to trust to handle them.
I want you to let this one sink in for a second. In the world of international logistics, hunting for a bargain can be a totally devastating mistake.
Just like the expert says, cheap is not always safe. You know that tempting low price from some unreliable partner? Well, it means absolutely nothing when your shipment is stuck at a port for weeks, or even worse, it just disappears completely. All that money you thought you saved? Poof, it's gone. You got to think of a reliable shipping partner as an investment in your own peace of mind. And please do not forget about compliance, especially if you sell on a platform like Amazon or Walmart. Their warehouses have incredibly strict rules. One wrong label, one box that's just an inch too big, and your entire shipment can be rejected. And that means you're paying a fortune to ship it all back and then fix the mistake. What a nightmare. Okay, our 5th section is all about documentation and tracking. This is your paper trail, and believe me, getting it right is the secret to a stress-free shipping process. It all comes down to 3 key actions. First, have all your crucial documents, your invoices, your packing lists, organized and ready to go right from the very start. Second, use your tracking number so you always know where your goods are. And third, use that information to communicate proactively with all your partners. That visibility is everything. Think of this as your absolute non-negotiable checklist for every single shipment. A correct commercial invoice, a detailed packing list, and perfectly accurate shipping labels. Getting these 3 documents right from the jump will prevent like 90% of the problems you might ever face at customs. Okay, now that we've covered all the tactical details, I want to pull back and look at the big picture. We really need to stop thinking of shipping as just another cost to be minimized. It is time to see it for what it is, a strategic tool that can give you a real, tangible competitive edge. So, these are the 5 pillars of your strategy. It all starts with choosing the right method, air or sea. That choice then tells you which costs you need to clarify. From there, you empower reliable partners to handle your compliant packaging, and you oversee the whole thing with meticulous documentation and tracking. You see how each step just builds on the last? This final thought from Seemab just perfectly sums up our key takeaway today. When you master your shipping, you're not just moving boxes around. you are building a more resilient, a more profitable, and a more scalable business. It saves you money, it saves you time, and it builds a much stronger foundation for all your future growth.
And that brings us to the final question I really want to leave you with. After everything we've talked about, take an honest look at your own business. Right now, is your shipping process a source of stress and unexpected costs, a liability? Or is it a streamlined, strategic part of your operation that actually gives you an edge? The choice, my friend, is yours.